From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Tuesday morning. Right now you're taking a live look at 4 locations. The old quad box this morning from the valleys to the basin. Beautiful sunrise this morning, especially from the vantage point here in Kennewick. That view coming courtesy of Yakima Federal with some light haze in the skies that always creates for some very vivid sunrises, and that's what we're seeing right now. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, and also 40s and 50s up in the higher terrain of the Cascades and Blues. So all of us would need just a light jacket for this morning. Here's your day planner forecast for today for lower elevations. Going to be up into the 70s and 80s as soon as 11 a.m. and 80s and 90s at the peak of daytime heating. So it will be noticeably warmer as opposed to yesterday, but only about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. So the bottom line for the forecast, mostly normal highs through Sunday, a few exceptions to that, but it is not going to feel normal by the beginning of next week. Could have triple-digit heat in the lower Columbia Basin, and the forecast going to stay dry. But I'll have especially more to say about this point coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, fire danger still lingering in parts of Walla Walla and Columbia counties. We'll bring you the very latest on containment efforts as crews enter day 3 of the Barstow fire.
And before you buy some fireworks, you need to know if it's legal to light them in your area. We'll walk you through the Tri-Cities rules and let you know how to stay safe this holiday.
And nearly $2 million in a payout from the Pasco School District. Why a former employee claimed years of racial discrimination and retaliation. It's all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. It's Tuesday, June 24th. And of course, we've been keeping a really close eye on a couple of fires burning.
That's right. We want to start with fire coverage this morning across Walla Walla and Columbia counties.
Yeah, the Barstow fire, that's now burned just over 1,500 acres. This morning now sitting at 37% containment.
Now crews are entering their 3rd day battling the flames, which first broke out Saturday afternoon. The fire spread quickly, growing to 250 acres in under 20 minutes as it moved east.
Level 1 Be Ready evacuation notices were issued for people who live along Canyon Bottom Way. Those, though, have since been lifted.
Firefighters remain on the scene working to strengthen containment lines and also monitor any hot spots.
And we are only just stepping right into summer with the 4th of July right around the corner. Firefighters already dealing with major concern.
That's right. And just this past weekend, Grant County fire crews responded to a large brush fire and what's believed to have sparked the blaze, fireworks.
Yeah, crews were called out around 1:30 Saturday morning to reports of a fire along State Route 28. That's just west of the Desert Villa Mobile Home Park. When they got there, you see it on your screen, that's what they found. Flames burning on both sides of the highway, fueled by that dry grass and being pushed by some pretty strong winds.
Firefighters from Grant County Fire District 13 were able to get it under control in about 10 minutes, but not before burning a total of 10 acres.
Crews believe fireworks are to blame for this one, and with that, officials say this is a really good reminder that fireworks and dry brush do not mix, and now is the time to use caution as temperatures continue to rise.
And with Independence Day celebrations approaching fast, local agencies want to remind residents to put safety first.
Yeah, that's right. Fireworks rules can vary depending on where you are. So each city and county has its own fireworks code. If you are planning to light up the sky, make sure you are following the rules wherever you're celebrating.
Some popular fireworks like Roman candles, firecrackers, and bottle rockets are illegal in many areas. A good rule of thumb, buy your fireworks in the same city or area that you plan to use them in. Local vendors are required to follow city-specific regulations, so you're less likely to run into any trouble.
So, time is also a factor. Take a look at your screen. Here in the Tri-Cities, fireworks are allowed from June 28th to July 5th. On the 28th, you can begin lighting fireworks at noon, and from the 29th to the 4th of July, you can start as early as 9 a.m. What a party. After 11 p.m., fireworks are no longer permitted. It must be stopped. Violating these rules, it'll cost you. You can be fined up to about $250 per violation.
Lastly, make sure a responsible adult is present and avoid drinking while handling any fireworks. Only light them outdoors on a flat, hard surface, and always keep water nearby.
504, moving to Pasco now. The school district will pay nearly $1.9 million to settle a lawsuit brought by a former employee who claimed years of racial discrimination and retaliation. Jose Hernandez, the district's former transportation director, alleged he was subjected to racial slurs, threats, and false accusations after raising concerns. He was later demoted and filed the lawsuit in 2023. While the district denied any wrongdoing, officials agreed to settle the case. Hernandez says that he hopes the case leads to a safer, more inclusive workspace.
Looking at local education now, students in Findlay will shift to a 4-day school week starting this fall. The state has approved a waiver allowing the district to hit required instructional hours without the traditional 180 school days. Fridays will now be off with slightly longer days Monday through Thursday. The district says this move will help address a $1 million budget shortfall and is approved through the 2027 to 2028 school year, though leaders plan to evaluate the impact before making any long-term decisions.
And if you've ever wondered what the future of the Tri-Cities looks like, well, just take a look at what some local high school students are doing this week.
Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen says they're getting hands-on experience with drones, engineering, and energy.
Here at the local UA 598, teens are learning how to design and build water turbines. It's hands-on high-tech and built for the real world. It's all part of the Tri-Cities STEM Career Academy, a 4-day crash course into careers shaping the Mid-Columbia's future. Julia Gamache is going into her sophomore year at Hanford High School. She says it's only the first day, but learned a lot about the different career paths.
Being able to sit there and watch the people in their element and be excited to talk about what they're talking about, what they know. All these people from different areas find a very, a core enjoyment for all of them, that they all need to work, but they all working with something that they like.
Gamache says she's always loved science and wants to go into a field that she says is not something a lot of people know of.
Mycology, the science of mushrooms.
Students also get face time with real engineers, scientists, and trade workers, learning what it takes to build careers in energy, conservation, and agriculture. Jody Henderson, the manager of government and community relations for the Benton PUD, says it's a great opportunity for students to explore.
It's back to the kids seeing what's out there, what's available, what options they have, and then putting them on that path.
Students talk to those career professionals, learning how to get from point A to point B. From classroom concepts to real-world applications, these students are bridging the gap between curiosity and career. Organizers for the STEM Career Academy hope this sparks an idea. And for students, it might just power the next big idea. Reporting in Pasco, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
And the 4-day academy wraps up later this week, but for a lot of these students, the career inspiration could last a lifetime.
Making a difference now in Walla Walla, the police department has just been awarded 2 grants to enhance support for crime victims across the valley.
Yeah, Apple Valley News Now's William Albert shows us how this new funding could make a big difference for law enforcement and the community.
Earlier this month, the Walla Walla Police Department received 2 grants from the Washington State Department of Commerce. One of them is a 2-year renewal grant that helps fund the department's long-running Crime Victim Service Center, providing crucial support for those impacted by crime. Sergeant Nick Loudermilk says the full-time victim advocate plays a major role in helping survivors move forward.
Funds a full-time crime victim advocate, which offers a multitude of services to crime victims, including legal and medical advocacy, help with resources just to kind of get back on their feet after they've been victimized.
The second grant, worth $50,000, is brand new. It will help the department train officers and launch a domestic violence high-risk team, along with a tool called the Domestic Violence Lethality Assessment for first responders.
As long as I've been here, and I know I'm speaking to our domestic violence advocate, and she's been here for about 25 years, and that seems to be one of the things that no matter how hard we try, it just keeps happening.
And while overall domestic violence cases in Walla Walla haven't gone up, police say there has been a rise in more severe cases.
We've had an increase in the last 5 years of sexual assault and serious domestic violence that includes strangulation. Why that is, we're still figuring out.
Loudermilk says that's exactly why this new screening tool is so important. It gives officers a better way to understand just how dangerous a situation really is.
There's certain domestic violence situations that happen where, you know, maybe a husband and wife got into an argument and it went just a little too far, and the police were called, but it wasn't like the abuser was going to kill his victim, versus somebody that's in a long-standing abusive relationship that's constantly threatened that they're going to be killed or seriously hurt. When officers show up, sometimes they're not going to know the difference, whether it's just that one-off situation or if that's a long-term abusive relationship. So asking the right questions with that checkoff sheet tool that we're going to get, the assessment, the high-risk assessment, just having a standard across the board of asking those questions and being able to decipher, do we need to call in the high-risk team to get this person out of this situation?
The goal is to stop violence before it escalates and to make sure every victim gets the support they need. In Walla Walla, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
And the department says both grants will strengthen survivor-centered services and improve how they protect families across the Walla Walla Valley. Coming up next at Good Morning Northwest, President Trump announcing a ceasefire taking effect overnight between Israel and Iran. But are they actually done striking at each other? We have the latest developments coming up in your national news.
And giving you the beautiful live look outside from our Yakima Federal camera here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick as the sunrise is just gorgeous this morning. It's 11 minutes after 5. When we come back, we'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth and your first alert forecast.
Our number one service here at NIU Women's Clinic and Aesthetics is our weight loss program. Our program is really focused on a lifestyle change. We want our patients to be able to lose around 10 to 15 pounds of weight loss a month is what we see. But when they're done with us on the program, we want them to be able to keep that weight off. We don't want to see them yo-yo.
So I've lost about 40 to 50 pounds, and that's been over the span of 3 to 4 months. At my peak, I think I was losing probably 10 pounds a week. It was quite a bit, and I just noticed it was falling off of me.
So we are proud to announce that we are releasing a virtual weight loss program. What makes our program so successful for both men and women is the fact that we are treating exactly the reason why you're gaining this weight in the first place. By addressing your insulin insensitivity, your hormone balancing, your lifestyle, treating everything. We really focus on you and your needs.
Now open in Yakima. Go to newuwomensclinic.com to start your weight loss journey today.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. At my law firm, we have a team that knows big truck wrecks. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Call the heavy hitter. When I call the insurance companies, they listen. Hit by a big truck, I know how to beat their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
The Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event is going on now at Overturf Kia. Look for the summer discount stickers on select vehicles. Take a spin in a new fuel-efficient 2025 Kia Niro LX Hybrid that starts at just $27,665. Plus, get 3.99% interest for up to 72 months. Shop online anytime at overturfkia.com. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
The River of Fire Festival, presented by ICCU, is back. Friday, July the 4th at Columbia Park in Kennewick. It's a free family celebration starting at 2 p.m. with food trucks, live music, kids' activities, and fireworks at 10.
In a draft where every pick matters, college basketball's best lead the way. The future starts here. The NBA Draft, a 2-day event starting Wednesday on ESPN and ABC.
Fly the Northwest over a beautiful bike ride. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of this morning's temperatures. We start off in Kittitas County, where all of us spanning from 45 to essentially 55, 49 in Ellensburg, 50 for Snoqualmie Pass. And then in the Yakima Valley, low to mid-50s, 53 in Yakima, 56 in Union Gap. In the lower Columbia Basin, 40s and 50s as well, 49 for the Tri-Cities, 58 in Umatilla. And then for the Blue Foothills, mid to upper 50s and 40s and 50s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Okay, here's your CodeCast for today for the Tri-Cities. The light jacket weather for this morning is going to be around 75 around 10 a.m. and then up into the 90s at the peak of daytime heating. So for today, we'll end up being about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. That means 80s and 90s for lower elevation, and in the sunshine, especially at the peak of daytime heating, it's going to feel even hotter than this. Okay, now let's sort of show you the lay of the land over the next few days with Futurecast satellite and radar. And remember, what we look for are high pressure and low pressure systems. And each of those kind of dictate what our weather pattern is going to look like. And over the next few days, we really don't have any low pressure or high pressure that's going to be a dominant feature. But as we head into this weekend, high pressure is going to set in. What does that mean? That means it's going to be hotter. It's going to be drier, especially hot at the beginning of next week. We're talking perhaps some triple digits. So I'll tell you just how hot specifically coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 5:15. Looking around the world this morning as President Trump makes his way to the Netherlands today to attend the NATO summit. He is expressing his disappointment in both Israel and Iran after violating the ceasefire that he announced just last night.
Now, both Iran and Israel confirmed the agreement, but Israel says Iran continues to launch additional missiles.
Nicole D'Antonio is in Washington with the very latest.
This morning, President Trump claiming credit after announcing a ceasefire deal between Israel and Iran. But overnight, new concerns as to whether the truce will hold.
I think the Iranian command and control right now is so up in the air that I wouldn't trust any pronouncements coming out of the government.
Iran launching waves of missiles into Israel overnight, killing several people. Smoke also in the sky near Jerusalem as Israel intercepted other missiles. On Monday, Iran launched a missile attack on an American base in Qatar, targeting the largest U.S. military base in the Middle East and home to nearly 10,000 U.S. troops.
This is why they chose Qatar, because Udeid Air Base, is one of the most important bases for the United States in the greater Middle East, not only in the Middle East, in the greater Middle East.
The Pentagon says 13 of the 14 missiles were intercepted. The other one didn't make it. President Trump calling it a, quote, very weak response, and even thanked Iran in a post online for giving the United States early notice, which made it possible for no lives to be lost and nobody to be injured. It comes after the U.S. struck 3 key Iranian nuclear sites over the weekend. Administration officials say their goal was not focused on a regime change.
First of all, we don't want to achieve regime change. We want to achieve the end of the Iranian nuclear program.
And again, President Trump posting on social media overnight saying that the ceasefire was in effect.
And he sent out a strong warning to the two countries not to violate it. But as of 1 hour ago, Trump saying he's, quote, not happy with both countries, saying both of them violated the ceasefire deal.
And something, of course, we'll keep a close eye on and keep you updated on. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Checking back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He'll have your first alert forecast as we give you a live look outside this morning from our Bimart camera in Yakima. It is 18 minutes after 5. We'll be right back.
Hey, your homework done?
Yep.
Hey, is your homework done?
This kind of is homework. So, what do you think?
I'm so proud of you. Can I play some more?
Is all your work done?
Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. Each time you play, you're helping students statewide.
Kittitas Valley Healthcare is your trusted home for health, offering expert orthopedic care for your family. With over 55 years of combined experience, our team uses state-of-the-art equipment to improve surgical outcomes and provide compassionate, patient-centered care. We're committed to making your experience comfortable and efficient, so you can stay active and healthy. Learn more and schedule a consultation through our website at kvhealthcare.org. Your home for health.
Power through your summer chores with less downtime and enjoy more playtime with Steel Battery.
For 25 years, you've made Triple Play more than just a place to play. You've turned it into a place where memories are made. We want to thank our amazing guests and community. From birthday parties to company outings and spontaneous weekend adventures, your memories are what make Triple Play special. Here's to 25 years of fun and many more to come. Thank you for being part of our story.
Online security is, like, as a mom, one of the very highest priorities. There's so many things that we have to watch out for. With Spectrum, I don't have to worry about it. I know when my kids are on their devices, they are protected because I'm not always sitting right next to them. The reliability, the connectivity, the security, everything is kind of all in one. That absolutely makes it worth it to me.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
Fly the Northwest over a beautiful bike ride. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be another beautiful day out there. Mostly sunny skies. Could have some light haze up in the skies just like with yesterday. We're not expecting any significant reductions to air quality. Could have a thunderstorm or two for the Cascades or Blues, but that is a very low-end chance. Highs going to be noticeably warmer as opposed to yesterday. Will be about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal, 80s and 90s for lower elevations, and 70s and 80s even in the mountains. Winds today, it's going to be a little bit breezy across the map. 11 a.m. this morning to 5 in the morning on Wednesday. The peak is going to be around 11 p.m. for tonight, so keep that in mind. Now, after 11 p.m., the wind's going to be a little bit calmer. For tonight, partly cloudy skies. Could have a leftover shower in the Cascades, but other than that, we're going to be dry. And overnight lows mild once again, 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s and 50s up in the mountains. Okay, winds will come back for tomorrow. This time a very broad time frame, 5 in the morning to 5 in the morning on Thursday. The peak's going to be around 5 p.m. on Wednesday, so around the peak of daytime heating. This time the wind's a little bit stronger. We would classify it as windy for places like Hermiston, Heppner, Lexington, and especially in the Kittitas Valley where peak gusts could be around 40 miles per hour. Now, those winds associated with a very weak cold front that's going to cool us off in a Wednesday and Thursday. Pretty seasonal stuff through Saturday, but we heat it up in a Sunday, and especially by Monday could be up into the triple digits in the Tri-Cities. This is still 6-7 days out, so we'll have some time to adjust this, but early indications are that we could be dealing with a second heat wave this summer. Okay, precip chances is going to be very limited over the next 7 days. We'll have little shower chances primarily up in the Cascades and Blues, but we don't even have that for Saturday and beyond. That means that in addition to the heat means our vegetation is going to become very dry, and of course we'll keep very close tabs on that, especially as we head into next week, as that looms pretty large for fire season. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities, 80s and 90s through Sunday, but triple digits will be a possibility to start next week. In Yakima, a breezy stretch of weather through Friday, then calmer winds with hotter highs Saturday through Monday. In Ellensburg, windy Wednesday through Friday, so of course we'll watch for the fire start potential, but then we crank up the heat as highs will end up in the mid-90s by Monday. In Hermiston, windy tomorrow, some lingering breezes for Thursday and Friday, then eyeballing that chance for triple digits next Monday. Then for Walla Walla, a bit breezy Wednesday through Friday, calmer but hotter for the weekend and the beginning of next week.
Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. A band with Washington roots just unveiled a one-of-a-kind concert, and Dolly Parton is headed to Vegas. That's all coming up in your entertainment headlines. It's 5:23. We're back after the break.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to beat their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
System 1 loaded.
Red, white, and brand new appliances. Declare independence from laundry delays with Get It Today inventory at Fred's. Looking to save space in your laundry room? Shop GE and Profile Laundry this 4th of July. With exclusive savings at Fred's Appliance. You can save $1,000 on this GE Profile all-in-one washer and dryer combo. Plus, save up to $500 with an additional Fred's Buy More, Save More exclusive rebate. Swing into Fred's Appliance to shop all exclusive GE and Profile laundry sales today.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
At US Cellular, we created an event to celebrate our customers, like Luana here, called Us Days.
Yeah, they give us special rewards and exclusive deals and everything. It almost feels like we're part of a cool club together.
Sure does.
Slide, connect. Woo, woo, woo. Hug, shake.
Us Days just got bigger. All customers get a free phone with no trade-in.
Maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to beat their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment headlines, Dolly Parton is done working 9 to 5 as she just announced a mini Las Vegas residency yesterday.
Yeah, the country pop superstar will perform her hit songs in 6 shows at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace, and they start in December. In alignment, the shows will take place during the National Finals Rodeo.
And I believe it's pronounced working 9 to 5.
There it is.
Parton hasn't toured since 2016. Her last Vegas residency included nearly 50 shows from 1990 through 1993.
Tickets for the new residency called Dolly Live in Las Vegas go on sale tomorrow morning.
They're going to sell out.
Probably,
like that.
yeah.
Yes.
Especially during the rodeo.
Oh my gosh.
Double whammy.
Yeah. All right, a Seattle-based band is taking underground music to a whole new level. Literally.
Rock band Queens of the Stone Age just became the first ever to perform a full concert inside the historic Paris catacombs.
Their eerie, one-of-a-kind performance is now featured in a new film called Alive in the Catacombs.
I'm intrigued.
I know. The concert was recorded deep beneath the streets of Paris, surrounded by centuries-old bones and history.
That is so metal and so hardcore. Well, if you're a fan or just curious to see what a rock show in a crypt looks like, you can catch the film now on the band's website.
That's wild.
And our producer, Kat, was saying that she loves this band. So now I need to check out their music and see
if it's their vibe.
Yeah. It sounds very hardcore, though.
Well, I mean, it's underground.
It sounds very underground, yeah.
All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Local firefighters feeling the pressure with everything from rising costs to increasing call volumes. We have what one district is proposing so they can continue their emergency services.
And we also have what this could mean for homeowners. All the details are coming up in your next half hour. But first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Samsung's next big unveiling event. It's set for July 9th and is expected to introduce the company's new foldable Android smartphones, the Galaxy Z, Fold 7, and Flip 7. Samsung's hinted at a major overhaul, possibly including larger screens. Next, Target has joined the list of major retailers to announce its major sale dates. Circle Week will take place July 6th through the 12th. Target sale will run concurrently with Amazon's Prime Week and the Walmart Deals event. Finally, the first images taken by the largest camera ever built. They're showing us more of what's out there, including 2,000 asteroids and millions of galaxies. The images are thanks to the Rubin Observatory, which says it will capture more information about our universe than all optical telescopes through history combined. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day. I'm Allison Kosick.
Just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Is that your car?
Yeah. No.
Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first, before going through the car wash. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first, then save when you click or call. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Upset stomach? Iberogast. Indigestion? Iberogast. Bloating? Iberogast. Thanks to a unique combination of herbs, Iberogast helps relieve 6 digestive symptoms to help you feel better. 6 digestive symptoms, the power of nature. Iberogast.
60% of women experience leaks with bladder protection pads. Try Always Discreet. It has a unique core that converts liquid to gel and bunches 25% less often than Poise. Try Always Discreet. It's designed to protect.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
I'm just now assuming if he's not in a bad mood, which he hasn't been, that he's gotten it right.
That's the assumption.
Or maybe my poker face is just really good.
I don't think so.
Thanks, Obi Soda.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have to discuss that a little bit later.
We love you.
Got it right. It's unlucky or lucky number 1,300. The jackpot's up to 1,300 now. Went with forecast high of 86 yesterday in Pasco Tri-Cities, verified at 85. And so here are the stakes for today. A much toastier forecast of 93 in Pasco Tri-Cities. So if it verifies between 90 to 96, the jackpot's going to hit 1,325, $1,325. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleynewsnow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that's on the screen. Now it's on your screen is a live look at Richland. This view coming courtesy also of the Legends Casino and Hotel. There is a little bit of light haze up in the sky for this morning. We're not seeing any significant reductions to air quality, and we'll continue to see that throughout the rest of today. Again, very, very, very light haze. Right now, temperatures in the 40s and 50s, not just for lower elevations, but also up in the Cascades and Blues. So all of us would need some sort of light jacket for this morning. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities. Lots of sunshine to start, and then the clouds start to build into the afternoon and evening. Now, we're not going to see any rainfall from this, but just know you will see a little bit more up in the skies. But yeah, look at the high temperatures getting up into the 90s for today, so noticeably warmer as opposed to yesterday. Will be about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. That means 80s and 90s for lower elevations. I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's very toasty forecast, and also I'll show you what vegetation dryness is looking like. And all that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thanks so much. It is 5:32 now. We begin this half hour of news in Benton County, where Fire District 1 says they're feeling the pressure from rising call volumes to soaring costs.
And now the district is asking voters to consider a levied lid lift in the August primary to help keep emergency services strong.
Apple Valley News Now's Austin Reed spoke with the fire chief on what this move could mean for homeowners.
I've spent a lot of time with Benton County Fire District Number 1's chief. They cover a lot of ground and a growing number of emergency calls. In fact, EMS calls now make up nearly 70% of the district's responses. But despite the rising demand, they're working with a fire levy that's actually been shrinking.
That is true. More people means more calls, more medical calls.
The district's daily operations are funded by a fire levy, $150 per $1,000 of assessed property value. But as property values rise, the levy rate automatically drops. That means less revenue, even when demand for service is going up.
The fire district is much like any other person that's affected by the high costs of rising costs, I should say.
Since voters renewed the levy at $150 in 2018, the rate has dropped to $128, $1.28. That's why district leaders are asking voters to consider a 22-cent lid lift, bringing the rate back to $1.50 in the August 5th primary.
And it's just really taxing as those more calls go. We have to expand to be able to meet the need of the public.
The added funding would cover 3 full-time firefighter EMTs, a new ambulance, and medical equipment, plus major maintenance projects like repairs at Station 120 in Findlay. It would also help purchase a specialized washing machine to clean firefighter gear and reduce exposure to cancer-causing chemicals.
But it's going to make it harder for us to catch up. Each year we don't approve this lid lift. It just makes that gap farther and farther away to a point where then at some point we may not be able to keep up and we may have to do something different.
For the average homeowner with a property assessed at $422,500, the lid lift would mean about $775 more per month, or just under $93 per year. The district says keeping up with calls and costs isn't just about speed, it is about safety. Service reductions could impact their risk rating, which plays a role in what residents pay for insurance.
You guys, out of the 6 fire districts, you are one of, if not the busiest. So this impacts people.
That is correct, yeah. It does impact people a lot. We've got a very large area, roughly 327 square miles, and it's a big job.
Now, voters will have the final say on August 5th, and for those on fixed incomes, the property tax exemption for qualified homeowners remains in place.
Staying in Benton County now, United Way is opening up new grant opportunities for local nonprofits focused on helping kids and families. United Way of Benton and Franklin counties are now accepting letters of intent for its 2025 to 2027 community grant cycle. Nonprofits serving children from birth through middle school and their caregivers in Benton and Franklin counties are encouraged to apply. Funding areas include kindergarten readiness, student success, and basic needs like food and housing. Grants will range from $10,000 to $15,000 a year.
Local dollars helping meet local needs. We're able to do this with the support of local individuals who donate to United Way, and we're able to give those dollars out in the community to those nonprofits who are filling unmet needs.
The deadline to submit a letter of intent is July 15th, and more details can be found on our website. That's applevalleynewsnow.com.
5:36 now, and those affected by substance abuse will now have a new place to get help in Ellensburg. Peers Rising, a substance abuse resource center, opened its doors just yesterday. The center previously operated under a different name, but now it has a new location and expanded resources. The resources are offered to both those living with substance abuse disorders and also their friends and family.
It feels incredible that the community is understanding what we're doing and they're investing in it and helping us have the ability to do this, that we're able to expand it, bring in more people, more space, and that we can really focus on helping everybody in the community that needs any help.
The center is looking to expand to Yakima next, but an exact timeline on that hasn't yet been determined. 5:37 and talking sports. Tri-City Dust Devils making some team history.
And they're doing it in style. For the first time ever, the Devils swept a 6-game series, taking down the Hillsboro Hops in dominant fashion.
Yes, starting pitcher Chris Cortez picked up his second win of the season, both coming against the Hops. Even with some command troubles, Cortez kept the damage to a minimum.
Dust Devils president Daryl Ebert says this team is hitting its stride at just the right time.
It would have been easy for us to kind of just roll it up the first 3 games of that series and just, we were out of any contention to win the first half. But these guys didn't do that. They got, excited to go out there and continue to compete like they normally do.
Yeah, the Dust Devils hit the road now for a 6-game set in Vancouver before returning home July 1st to host Spokane. Dust Devils finishing the first half of the season 7 games out of first place, but are sitting atop the standings with a 3-0 start to the second half.
And the Tri-City Americans have a new head coach and are sticking with a familiar face to lead the team into its next chapter. Jody Hull has been named the 17th head coach in franchise history after 3 seasons as an associate coach right here in Kennewick. General Manager Bob Torrey says Hull's NHL experience and strong connection with the players made this a clear choice. Hull played over 800 games in the NHL and has been coaching ever since, including stops in the OHL, international tournaments, and right here with the Ams since 2022. And he's not doing it alone. Associate coach TJ Miller is expected to have his contract extended also.
Oh, Lawrence Scott Park in Kennewick was host to the largest pickleball tournament in the state of Washington. Over 400 registered pickleball players came into town this past weekend to compete in the 509 Classic Pickleball Tournament. Players from across the country and locally came together to compete with a $15,000 prize pool split between open division event winners. Tournament began last Thursday and finished up on Sunday with mixed doubles play.
And walkers and bikers in the Yakima Valley might eventually have a safe way to travel between Union Gap and Toppenish.
Yeah, the Washington State Department of Transportation and the Yakima Nation are considering putting a trail along US 97. So there are several different route options that have been proposed. No timeline has been set in stone yet.
Summer Derry, the department's public information officer, said US 97 is currently one of the deadliest highways in the state.
With that comes some issues with pedestrians walking along the shoulder of the highway, and we want to get them as clear off the highway as possible. We've experienced a high rate of pedestrian collisions along that corridor. So the main driver for this is to keep people safe, to get people off the highway and onto trails.
If you have an opinion on the proposed routes, you can fill out the department's survey on their website.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, as summer temperatures continue to rise, so does the danger of heat-related illnesses, and some common medications can make you even more prone to the heat. Coming up, we go over which medicines you need to be on the lookout for.
And giving you a live look outside from our Yakima Federal Skycam here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. The sun is coming up, and she is shining this morning.
Is that a spider web?
And it might be a little bit of a spider web. I saw a bird land on it yesterday. Giant tail. It was funny. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert is going to be back with your first alert forecast as we make our way through the week.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Do you keep up with the trends or set your own?
Is the color dense enough?
Add more pigment. Launch on social.
We've got to take this global.
All right, so where do we go from here?
You've got to test it, perfect it, expand it. Never rest until it's right.
Introducing the business card that gives back all you put in. The new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away, Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
If your bath has seen a lot of life, nobody gives it new life like Bath Fitter. Whatever shape your bath is in, Bath Fitter will transform it with an amazing number of styles and watertight walls that are grout-free and easy to clean. With 40 years of experience, Bath Fitter knows what people want. An affordable remodel that isn't just beautiful, it's guaranteed for life. When it's time to give your bath new life, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Did you know Astria Health has the only team of neurosurgeons in the Lower Valley? Patients no longer need to travel long distances to receive the spine care they need. Patients with spinal tumors, stenosis, herniated or degenerative disc diseases, spine trauma, fractures, or spinal cord injury can be seen by an Astria neurosurgeon in Prosser, Sunnyside, or Zillah. Ask your primary care provider for a referral to one of our neurosurgeons. Astria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
Got a birthday coming up, celebrating a big win, or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub and DoorDash. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
It's the music event of summer, CMA Fest, with can't-miss performances by Blake Shelton, Megan Maroney, Keith Urban, Kelsey Ballerini, and more.
You don't want to miss it.
CMA Fest, presented by SoFi, Thursday on ABC.
You give Chris Powell and GMA 2 mornings this week, and we'll help you get in shape and on a budget you'll love. Feel better, look better, save money.
Yes.
This week on
Good Morning America.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. The theme for today is that it's going to be breezier and a little bit hotter as opposed to yesterday. Mid-70s up towards Snoqualmie Pass. Can't even rule out a shower or some thunderstorms up this way. And it's going to be dry in the Kittitas Valley. But like I mentioned, it's going to be hotter. We'll be up around 90 degrees in Ellensburg. In the Yakima Valley, low 90s up and down the valley. Mostly sunny skies. And we could have some breezes out of the west. Peak gust around 20 to 25 miles per hour. In the lower Columbia Basin, also could be a bit breezy up this way as well. Peak gusts 15 to 20 miles per hour. High temperatures getting into the mid-90s. And again, not just sunny out there, but could have a very thin layer of some very light haze. And then for the foothills, mid to upper 80s for the Morrow County foothills, and we're going to be mostly in the 90s for the Umatilla and Walla Walla County foothills, and then 70s and 80s in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Okay, here is today's vegetation dryness forecast. So remember that all of these levels have been adjusted for typical dryness per microclimate. Yesterday, the Kittitas Valley, the Yakima Valley, Lower Columbia Basin, and Blue Foothills. This was yellow, indicating medium dryness. Today, we're back into the orange, elevated dryness. And I feel like we could start to get some reds, perhaps even some purples as we head into next week, just given how hot we're going to be. So I'll show you how much we heat up specifically for the beginning of next week. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 5:45 in your health news this morning. As summer temperatures continue to rise, so does the danger of heat-related illnesses.
And some commonly prescribed medications can make your body even more susceptible to the sun. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on which medications don't mix well with heat.
High temperatures, heat, and humidity can all affect the body, but some medications can pose an added danger.
People are doing their errands, they're overheated, they don't feel well, and they can get really heat exhausted pretty quickly. Meds can have a significant impact.
The CDC says some medications interfere with the body's ability to regulate temperature, making it harder to cool down and increases sun sensitivity to the skin. Some medicine can also make a person more vulnerable to the heat by affecting the body's hydration, says Dr. Jesse Bracamonte with Mayo Clinic.
In some cases, if you're not hydrating, in certain meds can make you feel lightheaded and dizzy and nauseated. So it's really important to stay hydrated.
The CDC says medications that don't mix well with the heat include anticholinergics, some antidepressants and antipsychotics, antihistamines, beta blockers, diuretics, antibiotics, and antifungals. The heat can also degrade or damage some medications, including insulin, inhalers, and EpiPens. Bracamonte says to make sure they're being stored properly.
You don't want to leave any medications in the heat.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And the doctor says that you can stay safe by, of course, staying hydrated, especially when taking medications that could cause dehydration or even sun sensitivity.
And he also says to limit exposure to direct sunlight and wear protective clothing.
All right, still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up next, we have your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning. And giving you a live look outside from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth will be back with your full First Alert forecast.
Did you know Tri-City Lumber Company isn't just for contractors? We're your local source for decking, railing, hardware, and more, open to everyone. For over 30 years, DIYers and homeowners have trusted us for quality materials and expert one-on-one advice. Now, under new ownership, we're making it even easier to shop local and build better. Skip the big box stores. Visit Tri-City Lumber today on Clearwater and Kennewick, or call us at 509-783-3322 today.
This 4th of July, celebrate the freedom to roam with Broadmoor RV, where every mile brings you closer to what matters most. From family road trips to quiet nights under the stars, your next adventure starts here. Proudly serving the Northwest with unbeatable selection, service, and spirit. This Independence Day, go further, dream bigger, and drive free. Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun.
Got a family reunion in the works? Make it unforgettable at Beaver Valley Lodge. With cozy rooms, beautiful mountain views, and plenty of space to gather, it's the perfect place to reconnect and make new memories. Book direct with us and get 10% off. That means more savings for barbecues, bonfires, and all those late-night laughs. So skip the middleman and book direct today, because great reunions start with the perfect place to stay. Beaver Valley Lodge. Come as a guest and leave as a friend.
Saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. At my law firm, we have a team that knows big truck wrecks. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Call the heavy hitter. When I call the insurance companies, they listen. Hit by a big truck, I know how to beat their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be another mostly sunny day out there. Could have some very light haze up in the sky. Not expecting any significant reductions to air quality. Also, perhaps a shower or thunderstorm or two up in the Cascades or Blues, but the rest of it's going to be dry, and it's going to be noticeably hotter for today. 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. 80s and 90s for lower elevations, 70s and 80s up in the mountains. And the winds will be also more noticeable as opposed to yesterday, but fairly light breezes overall. That peak time frame, or the time frame in general, going to be 11 a.m. this morning to 5 in the morning on Wednesday, but the peak time within that 11 p.m. this evening. So that's when we're going to see the strongest wind gusts. Now after 11 p.m. the wind's going to trend a little bit calmer for tonight. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies. Could have a shower or two left over in the Cascades, but other than that, the rest of us are going to keep it dry. And overnight lows will be mild once again, 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s and 50s up in the Cascades and Blues. For tomorrow, the winds come back. Pretty broad time frame, 5 a.m. to 5 in the morning on Thursday. The peak time frame going to be around the peak of daytime heating, 4, 5, 6 p.m. And we would classify it as windy for Hermiston, Heppner, Lexington, especially in the Kittitas Valley, where peak gusts could be up around 40 miles per hour. So we will attract the potential for fires to start or spread quickly. But the winds associated with a cold front, a very weak cold front, that's going to throw us an assist when it comes to our high temperatures, back down to more seasonal stuff for Thursday, Friday. I'd throw Saturday in there as well. But then for Sunday, a little bit hotter. For Monday, much hotter. We'll be about 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Could touch triple digits in the Tri-Cities. Now, this is still 6 to 7 days out, so we will have time. This number will certainly change, but early indications are that we could deal with our second heat wave of this season. Okay, rain chance is going to be pretty minimal over the next 7 days. Just little shower chances up in the Cascades and in the Blues through Friday. After that, we don't even have that. So that means that our vegetation, in addition to the heat, with the lack of rainfall, our vegetation going to be even drier. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. 80s and 90s through Sunday, but triple digits will be a possibility to start next week. In Yakima, a breezy stretch of weather through Friday and calmer winds with hotter highs Saturday through Monday. In Ellensburg, windy Wednesday through Friday. Then we crank up the heat as highs will end up in the mid-90s by Monday. In Hermiston, windy tomorrow. Some lingering breezes for Thursday and Friday. Then eyeballing that chance for triple digits next Monday. Then for Walla Walla, a bit breezy Wednesday through Friday. Calmer but hotter for the weekend and the beginning of next week.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 5:53. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour.
Now we start with the top 5 local things you need to know this morning, starting with the Barstow fire in Walla Walla and Columbia counties. Update now shows it's burned more than 1,500 acres. Crews making progress, though. Containment sitting at 37%. Evacuation notices from Canyon Bottom Way have been lifted, but officials are continuing to monitor the area.
And with fire dangers still prevalent across the region and 4th of July quickly approaching, authorities are urging residents across the Tri-Cities to celebrate safely. They're reminding everyone that legal firework use begins on June 28th. Each city has its own rules. Also, illegal fireworks like Roman candles, firecrackers, and bottle rockets can lead to a $250 fine or even misdemeanor charges. Officials are urging people to check and follow your local laws.
In Pasco, the school district has agreed to a $1.9 million settlement with a former transportation director who alleged years of racial discrimination and retaliation. The district denying wrongdoing, but settling the case after a lawsuit was filed last year.
And students in Findlay will be officially moving to a 4-day school week starting this fall. The district received a state waiver and will extend daily hours Monday through Thursday to meet required instruction time. Fridays will be off, and this will decide if they'll continue this plan into the next year.
Walkers and bikers in the Yakima Valley may eventually have a safer route between Union Gap and Toppenish. WSDOT and the Yakima Nation are considering building a trail along US 97, which is one of the state's deadliest highways. No timeline's been set, but public input is now open on WSDOT's website.
In your national headlines this morning, New York plans to build its first nuclear power plant in decades. Governor Kathy Hochul made that announcement yesterday. She did not specify where the plant will be built or the cost for the project, and officials hope the new facility will provide enough electricity for at least 1 million homes, and she added that safety will lead the way in planning.
5:55 in your business headlines this morning. Parents, listen up to this. A major chain retailer says it plans to hold prices at 2024 levels for many key back-to-school items this fall. Target making the announcement for the upcoming school year. Its popular list of 20 must-have school supplies adding up to a total of less than $20. That will return. Target says shoppers will be able to find a wide variety of affordable products starting at just $5. Also returning the 20% off student and teacher discounts. That's a big deal. You know, for the last few years, especially since pandemic, a lot of schools were taking the costs of supplies on their own.
That sounds like a good deal.
But now a lot of that cost is returning to a lot of families and parents. And so knowing that there are deals out there for families, that's really nice.
I like it too. All right, taking a look at what's trending this morning, orcas are among the most fascinating marine mammals to study.
I've always thought they were pretty cool.
Yeah.
New research from scientists right here in Washington State have revealed something very unique about the behavior of these killer whales.
They may like to groom themselves.
So a behavioral ecologist was browsing.
There you go.
Thanks for that, Josh.
So it was a behavioral ecologist who was browsing through drone footage of orca pods that he studies in the Salish Sea located in the PNW, and he found that some of the orcas collected a form of algae called bull kelp from the seafloor to roll between their bodies.
Researchers called this unusual behavior allokelping. Scientists theorize that it's a form of grooming to improve the orca's skin.
But they say it also could be a way of socializing between orcas. A little tea time, if you will.
Yeah. Like, hey, I like to socialize when doing skincare, so I probably do too.
Spa day.
Yeah,
I know.
Exactly.
They're said to be very smart animals.
Yes.
And kind of a little cunning as well. I just read an article the other day about a group of orcas that befriended a group of dolphins. And they,
the videos of them.
And they think it was more so from like a predator standpoint.
Well, did they end up attacking the dolphins? Was it a happy ending for the dolphins?
It wasn't like a great ending for
Well, I need to find
the
a
dolphin
Nemo
pod
movie about this. This needs to be the premise of the new Finding Nemo movie, because that would be interesting.
I know.
Doing skincare, I'd love it.
Orcas and their skincare. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. City of Prosser is shutting down construction after a trench collapsed and sent 2 workers to the hospital. City says it's the construction workers weren't actually following the right guidelines.
And we have all those details coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. And Josh, what are you tracking?
Yeah, I'm tracking some cooler temperatures as we head into the next few days, even though it will be pretty toasty for today, but then very toasty at the start of next week. I'll tell you just how hot coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.